Hello and welcome to Africa Digs, which is Unit 2. Now we're on Lesson 7. Turn in your student books to page 68. Some words are more difficult to remember than others. It helps to use a four-square graphic organizer. This will help you look at the word more closely to provide a deeper understanding. I want you to define the word fragile in the center circle, that center circle right here. You're going to write the definition under the word. In Foursquare in Unit 1, we worked on the example square using the word interfere. We talked about interference in football and humans interfering with bats' habitats. So let's use today's word fragile and talk about examples. We discussed examples of fragile, such as dishes, porcelain dolls, and dinosaur bones. Please write the examples in the example box, this box down here in the lower right-hand corner or left-hand corner. We introduced antonyms in a previous lesson. An antonym is a word that means the opposite. Emerge and disappear are opposites. They are antonyms. Black and white are antonyms. Above and below are antonyms. Hot and cold are antonyms. I broke the fragile glass when I knocked it over the counter. Why did it break? However, when I dropped the plate on the floor, it did not break. It was the opposite of fragile. What was it? You're going to write words that mean the opposite of fragile in the antonyms box, and that's that box that's up here in the upper right-hand corner. Words like unbreakable, sturdy, strong, rugged, durable, and tough. Turn to page 69 in your student books. In Africa Digs, we read about a man named Dr. Paul Sereno and a group of others who discovered Jabaria. All of the members of the team were scientists. What were they? Good readers are able to make many connections to the words as they read. The more connections we can make, the faster we can give a word meaning. We're going to use this strategy with the word scientist. Let's see how many connections we can make. Look at the word scientist in that middle circle. Scientists are people who study nature and why things happen. Do all scientists study the same things? We learned at the beginning of this unit that paleontologists are scientists who study prehistoric animals such as dinosaurs. So I'm going to put paleontologist down here on the circle under scientist. Paleontologists must dig in the dirt to find things that they study. So they study things from prehistoric times and dinosaurs. So I'm going to put those two things in the lower right-hand boxes underneath paleontologist. And I'm going to put dig here because we're going to have something that comes off of dig that's like paleontologist, another type of scientist digs. And that type of scientist is an archaeologist. They too dig in the dirt to find the things that they study. They study the people and places of ancient times. So underneath there, I'm going to put ancient times and people and places. These two scientists study non-living things, things of the past. Let's talk about another group of scientists. These scientists study living things, unlike paleontologists and archaeologists. A biologist studies life. There are two different types of biologists. I'm going to put biologist over here. And since I know I'm going to need two branches, that's why I'm putting it over here. Two of the types are called zoologists and botanists. So I'm going to put those in these circles. One of the scientists studies plants, and one of them studies animals. Can you guess which scientist studies animals? Zoologist, because it has the word zoo in it. And if you've ever been to a zoo or heard of a zoo, you know that that's a place where animals are kept and they live. So zoologists study the life of animals, and that means that botanists study the life of plants. Since we've talked about paleontologists and archaeologists who dig below the Earth's surface, I think we should add one more scientist to our connected map. A geologist studies the origin and structure of Earth. Geologists tell us what Earth is made of and how Earth has changed over time. So I'm going to put Earth's origin and Earth's structure beneath geologist. If you had come across the words botanist, zoologist, biologist, paleontologist, geologist, or archaeologist in isolation, you may not have made any connections between the words. This semantic map helps us make connections and understand how words are related to things we already know. This will help us create a deeper understanding of words. If you haven't already done so, I want you to complete the map on page 69. I am going to hand out a pack of highlighters to you. You will need the green, yellow, and pink highlighters. We have learned that sentences have parts and that understanding the parts of a sentence can help us understand the meaning of the sentence. Paragraphs also have a structure, and knowing that structure can strengthen our ability to understand the meaning of the related sentences that make up the paragraph. We have already looked at text to find the main ideas and key details. This is an important strategy when reading. It helps us to focus on only the most important information. However, when we write, we want our writing to be informative and enjoyable. Therefore, we must go beyond main ideas and key details. Paragraphs are written for different purposes. We will use a paragraph on the benefits of exercise to uncover 4 of the basic building blocks for a well-written paragraph. Turn to page 70 in your student books. Follow along as I review the parts of a paragraph. We will start by looking for the topic sentence or big idea of the paragraph. Then we'll identify the supporting details or facts that support the topic sentence. Transition words help a writer or a reader move through the supporting details, so we'll circle the transition words. Paragraphs are expanded through elaboration, including examples, explanations, or evidence. We'll look for information related to each supporting detail. A well-written conclusion will restate the topic sentence or big idea of the paragraph. Let's look at the instructions for the activity. Read the paragraph. Highlight the parts of the paragraph. The topic sentence is green, supporting details and transition words are yellow, the elaborations are pink, and the conclusion is green. Circle the transition words and label each part of the paragraph. Let's look at the first sentence of the paragraph. Regular exercise benefits people's health in two very important ways. This is our topic sentence. We're going to highlight it in green. If this is the topic sentence, what will it tell us? What is this paragraph going to be about? Let's look at the second sentence. One benefit is that exercise improves people's physical health. I want you to highlight this sentence yellow. This is a supporting detail. If this is a supporting detail, what must it do? How does this sentence support the topic? Notice that the sentence contains the word one. It indicates that this is the first supporting detail. Number words often work as transition words in paragraphs. According to the directions, how are we supposed to mark our transitions? Make sure that you circle it. Let's look at our third sentence. It makes the heart, lungs, bones, and muscles stronger and keeps people at a healthy weight. Is this a new supporting detail, or is it related to how exercise improves health? Since it's related to how exercise improves health, this must be an elaboration. It tells us how exercise can improve someone's health. How do we mark our elaborations? We need to highlight this sentence in pink. I'm going to read the remaining sentences one at a time. I want you to consider the role of each sentence and mark it appropriately. Remember to highlight the sentences the correct color, and remember to circle any transition words. Exercise is also good for the mind. It makes people feel better about themselves and calms them down when they are angry or stressed. When people regularly do physical activities they enjoy, their bodies and minds stay fit, happy, and healthy. Let's label this paragraph correctly. Over here, we're going to put our topic sentence at the very top on the left-hand side because that's how it's marked. We already know that this is a supporting detail, that this is an elaboration. Here is another supporting detail. Exercise is also good for the mind. Here is an elaboration for exercise is also good for the mind. It makes people feel better about themselves and calms them down when they are angry or stressed. And then we have our conclusion. When people regularly do physical activities they enjoy, their bodies and minds stay fit, happy, and healthy. Let's read another paragraph and apply what we learned about building a solid paragraph. Turn to page 71 in your student books. Let's look at our instructions. Read the paragraph. Highlight the topic sentence green. Highlight the supporting details yellow. Highlight the elaborations pink. Circle the transitions and label the parts of the paragraph, just as we did in the previous activity. You are going to identify the four parts of a paragraph by highlighting and labeling. I am going to read through the sentences, and you're going to tell me what color the sentences should be highlighted. You're also going to tell me why you chose the sentence to be highlighted that way. Millions of years ago, two kinds of giant animals lived in the area that is now northern Africa. What color should that sentence be highlighted and why? One animal was a dinosaur known as Jabaria. What color should that sentence be highlighted? Is there any other markings that should happen in that sentence? Why should that sentence be highlighted that color? This dinosaur was huge. It probably looked terrifying to other animals, but it ate only plants. What color highlighter should you use for those sentences? Why? Are there any other markings you should make to those sentences? The other giant animal was a huge crocodile. What color should that sentence be highlighted? Why? Are there any other markings you should make in that sentence? Scientists named the animal Supercroc. Supercroc weighed about as much as an elephant and grew as long as 40 feet. That's about as long as a city bus. What color should you highlight those sentences? Why? Are there any other markings you should make in those sentences? Today, bones of both dinosaurs are on display for the whole world to see. What color should you highlight that sentence? Why? Now I want you to work with a partner to label the parts of the paragraph, including topic sentence, supporting details, elaboration sentences, and conclusion. Knowing the parts of a paragraph is the first step in learning how to write a solid paragraph. It will also help you think about all the parts you should find as you read a paragraph in any text. In the preceding unit, we used the Blueprint for Writing template to help organize our information for a paragraph about bats. Look at the bottom of the page and you'll see the template. Notice the relationship between the parts of the paragraph and the elements of the template. The topic sentence is the floor or foundation. The supporting details are the walls. The elaborations are the windows, and the conclusion is the roof. We're simply using colors instead of parts of the house to help us get ready to write about what we've read. In the last unit, you highlighted information and dropped it into the Blueprint for Writing. In this unit, you will work on your note-taking skills.